Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakak, Radash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan Ban Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. And salutations to the fellow Akim, Atwafim, and children that believe in truth and in sincerity. Alright, I just want to play this quick educational video right quick, just to just bring out some scriptures, man, to show how Satan is divided against Satan. All right, and how we're at the we're right in the middle of Esau's downfall, man. You know,
very much.
Calling your vaccine requirements and overreach. You are ready to challenge in court.
Have at it. Look, I am so disappointed that particularly some of the Republican governors have been so cavalier with the health of these kids, so cavalier with the health of their communities. We're playing for real here. This isn't a game. And I don't know of any scientist out there in this field that doesn't think it makes considerable sense to do the 6 things I've suggested. One of the lessons I hope our students can unlearn is that politics doesn't have to be this way. Politics doesn't have to be this way. They're growing up in an environment where they see it's like a war, like a bitter feud. If a Democrat says right, everybody says left. If everybody says left, they say right. I mean, it's not how we are. It's not who we are as a nation. And it's not how we beat every other crisis in our history. We got to come together.
and that's ultimately Satan divided against Satan, man. Where you get the Senate from is from the ancient Roman Empire, man, which shows that this is the beast that was healed, man. This is the revamped Roman Empire. You know, where they created the paperwork, they created the Senate, one side and another side, but it's 2 different wings connected to the same bird. You know, it's all a game, a shit show, all right, and it's all theatrics. The first scripture I want to bring out is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 26, because you have those of the nation of Edom, the so-called Caucasian race, that is with the demonocracy, and then you got those of the so-called Caucasian race, all right, those Edomites who are not with the demonocracy, man, who are tired of it, man, who are waking up to the lies that they inherited from their forefathers, man. You know, just as we have woken up from the lies and deceit that we have been taught, all right, and they don't want to bear that iniquity of their forefathers, all right, but ultimately the Lord judged nations. All right, and that iniquity is ultimately a straitjacket. And this is Matthew chapter 12 and verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, I'll read up to verse 25. And this is Matthew 12 and 25. And if Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Right? You know, this place is not going to stand. This place is going to be brought to desolation, destruction. Why? Because it's divided, man. You got two wings of the same bird that hey, they're running the shit show, man. And then you got the pharaoh of this second Egypt being the president, all right, Creepy Joe, all right, basically saying get with it or get lost, man. You know, which he's just a puppet. He's portraying the message from the upper elites. All right, so you either get with it or get lost, man. The so-called Republicans, all right, they gotta wipe their tears and get with the program, so to speak. All right, like your Trumps, so to speak. Trump friend, the guy that's like a Italian, forgot his name, who was like incarcerated for that short stint. He spoke about the juice a year or 2 ago, when it came to over his dead body, man. You know, referring to Bill Gates and his patents and everything like that, you know. when we came upon this, the heart of this thing, you know, in the beginning, you know, of this whole plan. All right. But yeah, every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. It's verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? You know, this kingdom's not going to stand. You know, and that's ultimately because, hey, the Lord is bringing them down out of rulership. You know, their time is up. And Esau know his time is up, man, according to Revelations 12:12, you know. Hey, he's coming down with great wrath because he's running out of time, man, you know. And this is the book of Sirach, chapter 41 and verse 7. The children will complain of an ungodly father, because they shall be reproached for his sake. Right. You know, and the progenitor of the so-called Caucasian race is it's Esau, Salakia. That's their forefather. You know, the progenitor of their nation, their race. All right. And hey, and you got the lower level Edomites that's not with the demonocracy, man. They're tired of it. They have woken up to the lies and the hypocrisy of Babylon, man, of America, so to speak. You know, they're aware of the central banks. They're aware of this juice, you know, the technology, you know. So they're complaining of an ungodly father, man, and they're complaining throughout the four corners of the earth as well, man. Because as the scriptures say, man, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, man. When the righteous rule, the people rejoice. All right, and there's mourning and there's chaos throughout the four corners of the earth, you know. So the children they're going to complain of an ungodly father because they shall be reproached for his sake, you know. You gotta ultimately pay for what your forefathers did, and you are your forefathers, man. You know, verse 8. Woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You know, according to Psalms, I believe it's Psalms 50 and 16. Esau can't do nothing pertaining to keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, man. It's not in him. The spirit in him is not upright, you know, according to Hebrews 12 and 16. But this is Psalms, bear with me, I think it's Psalms 50 and 16 of how Esau can't do anything to please the Lord. All right. And this is Psalms 50 in verse 16. But unto the wicked, Yahweh saith, I'll read it verbatim. But unto the wicked, God saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee. You know, he don't care about, he didn't care about the birthright. That's why he gave it up. He don't care about the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. You know, he has the do as thou wilt spirit, man. You know, he's a liar, you know, and the father of it, man. You know, he's a deceiver, man, being a devil. Devil meaning a deceiver. All right, devil going into the word Latin diablos and meaning deceiver, man. So back in Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 41 and verse 8, it says, woe be unto you, ungodly men, which have forsaken the law of the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For if ye increase, it shall be to your destruction, man. You know, and ultimately they have increased, ultimately, so the Lord can show that he is, man. That he still is in power. He still is the ruler of heaven and earth, man. And the creation that be of you see of people, man, who have forgotten about him, man. You know, that's why it's a controversy. It's a conspiracy, man, and controversy with the inhabitants of this land, man. Roughly paraphrasing, pertaining to Hosea chapter 4, verse 1, man. Because there's no truth, no mercy, no knowledge of the Lord, man. The true power, man. You know. But you got to pay for what your forefathers did, man. And from there, I want to hold Sirach 41 right quick, and I want to go to Isaiah 14 and verse 21. And that reads, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. You know, prepare slaughter for his children, man. destruction, death and destruction, man. That woe that's spoken about in the scriptures, man. You know? Because, hey, they got to ultimately pay for what their forefathers did, and they are their forefathers, man. That's why they're getting that judgment. It's called a lot, you know, Purim, you know. But again, they don't want to wear that coat of iniquity that their father has put on them, man. But it's a straitjacket, you know. This is Job. This is Job chapter 27. This is Job 27 and I start at verse 13. This is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and the heritage of oppressors, man. So you got wicked men, and you got the heritage of oppressors, man, which is wicked as well, man. But who are the heritage of oppressors, man? Who brought a nation of people over here in captivity and and oppressed them, man, and still continuing to this day to oppress them, you know? Hey, Esau, Edom. So this is the portion of a wicked man with Yahweh, and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword. Right, so if you have these little children running around reaping the benefits off of slavery, all right, reaping the benefits of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American going in captivity by having the highest paid jobs, being on top of the pyramid, so to speak, when it comes down to this pyramid scheme of a system, all right, a slaughter is being prepared for them, man. And ultimately, if they out here living it up, it's for your demise. It's for the destruction, man, the righteous judgment of the Lord, you know. This verse 14 in Job 27 and 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Right, his offspring is not satisfied with bread. They don't want to bear that iniquity. You know, they're not satisfied. You know, they go keep stealing, robbing and murdering until they get to the top, man. And they'll kill their own, man. And that's pertaining to the wicked in the whole, man. 2/3 of our people, because they're like their father, the devil, man. They daddy Esau, you know, and mainly for Esau as well, man, and the heathen, you know. They're not satisfied with bread, you know. Twofold. Verse 15, those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep, man. Right. Because, hey, you're going into slavery, and your women are not going to weep, man. You know. They're not going to give a damn, man. Because right now, in these times, your women know who the true men of the true men, the true kings of the earth are, man. You know. Verse 16, though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. He buildeth his house as a moth, and as a booth that a keeper maketh. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not be gathered. He openeth his eyes, and he is not. Right, man. That go into what? The Lazarus, the rich man and Lazarus, man. You know, Lazarus is going to be the one found in Abraham's bosom, man, in the kingdom, reaping the benefits, the blessings of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man, the brooks of honey, you know, the kingdom, you know, everlasting life, those new bodies, you know. But as far as the heathen and Esau and 2/3 of our people, they're gonna be met with a judgment, you know. And Esau, ultimately, his judgment is gonna continue on to 1,000 years of slavery and then being eradicated off the face of the earth, man. And when it comes to the heathen, the rest of the heathen, you know, they're gonna have some mercy after slavery, man. You know. They're going to be under our rulership, man. They're going to be up under us, man. Serving us, man. The nation of Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. But the Lord's going to actually have mercy on these other heathen nations outside of Esau, outside of the so-called Caucasian race, by putting them back in their own lands, man. You know, and they're going to serve us as we serve our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. We're going to teach them the laws. We're going to teach them how to live accordingly, man. How to be civil. This is Luke. Now from now I want to go to Job 20. Salaki. This Job 20. Ooh. And this whole chapter is good. But I'll start at verse 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai shall cast them out of his belly, man. That's what the Lord is doing now, man. You know, letting his iniquity be shown and be put forth throughout the four corners of the earth, man. And ultimately, he's going to put the spirit in these other nations to clap at this whore, man. You know, to get up out of here, man, for that iniquity. Verse 16, he shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not be Shalakia, and he shall not rejoice therein, man. Right, and that's why their children seek to please the poor, man. You know, they look down upon themselves because they know they fucked up, man. They know their forefathers has fucked up, man. You know, excuse my my French. I'll jump down to verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired, man. You know, the things that he coveted after, the things he desired, you know, because the scriptures say he coveted fields. You know, he look at a place or establishment or a land, a group of people, a nation of people, and if he desire it, he's go rape, rob, and murder for it, man. This is a damn devil, you know, and that's what it's coming down to. That vice grip is getting tighter, man. So, hey, this creepy Joe, hey, you Republicans, you lower level Edomites that's not with the program, but to get with the program, man, you know? And this is ultimately what's going to spark up a civil war, man, in America, you know? But I'm going to go back to Sirach, the book of Ecclesiasticus in Apocrypha, chapter 41. And I'll start at verse 9. And if ye be born, ye shall be born to a curse. And if ye die, a curse shall be your portion. All that are of the earth shall turn to earth again, so the ungodly shall go from a curse to destruction. And that's ultimately what Esau's going to, man. Those that remain of him going into slavery, they will get chains slapped on them, all right? When New Jerusalem come down, all right, those hunters. And those that die, they go be in the Shemaims in bondage, man. You know? So from curse to destruction, man, you know, and the wicked 2/3 of our people, all right, that want to continue on with this madness, they're going to be destroyed and be a everlasting contempt and shame, man. You know, they going to know that they erred from the way of truth. You know, we going to have to pat them on the back in the kingdom, man, let them know it's okay, you know, because there was a niggard, man, acting niggardly because they took upon the ways of the world, man, Esau's ways, man. And they took this juice, you know. But ultimately, this is going to cause civil war in America, man. When you have one people on one side and another people on another side, man, fighting, man. It's going to be chaos in the streets of America, man, just like it is throughout the four corners of the earth and amongst other nations right now. All right. That being said, I want to get 2nd Ezra chapter 15, all right, and I'll start at verse 12. Egypt shall mourn. Well, I'll start at verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, man. Right, with these false prophets, these wicked 2/3 niggas, jakes, you know, trying to get our people persuade to go down and do what the heathen do, man. You know, get the juice, you know, be a part of this system, this world. So it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. Right, and this is the second Egypt, man, pertaining to Revelations 11, verse 8. This is spiritually Egypt. And the Lord said he's not going to, he will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, man. You know? Verse 10, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. You know? And The ancient Egypt is still there today. You know, it's not destroyed right now. So what Egypt is this talking about, man? It's talking about the Egypt referred to in Revelations 11 verse 8, man. The spiritual Egypt, the second Egypt, the house of bondage, man. You know, being America, you know, Babylon. And it's back in 2nd Ezra 15 and 12. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God shall bring upon it, man. That Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, man. Those who work and try to run that rat race in this Hellenist society, all right, they're going to mourn. For their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. There go your civil war. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in the power, in their power, man. They go take matters in their own hands eventually, man. You go have a overthrow, and it's you go have an overthrow, man, and sedition among the people, man. Because you got people that's with it, and you got people that's not with it, man. Again, you have Satan divided against Satan.